Why haven't we kissed? It's perfect night, the stars are out, and
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is, you know what time it is. Talking to you today, guys, about Ready to Love, and we're dealing with Jay, dealing with Wynter. Guys, I want to talk to you guys about the Wynter kiss that left her with Frostbite. Frostbite? Left a frostbite. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe. You click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, well, you got the minerals. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. All right, cool. Let's get into the video. Don't forget as well, guys, grab your minerals hoodie as well. Get involved. That wintertime has come. All right, let's talk about Jay and Wynter and discuss about how Jay made her number 2 and also as well gave her a kiss which really wasn't a kiss. It was more of a kiss of a peck, and that was peck was on the cheek and not on the lips. And I think this is really interesting because we have seen obviously Wynter, Jay, and the and Joy situation develop over the course of the last few weeks. And one of the things that I've kept on saying about Wynter, and I think it came up in this conversation, is about the way that she tries to get Jay to bend to her will.
why haven't we kissed? It's perfect night, the stars are out, and
Now, I know may find themselves bending to her desires, but she's chasing Jay, and Jay is chasing Joy. Right, this is a typical situation that you see in the world all the time, a typical situation you see in relationships all the time. When people start dating, you're chasing someone, they're chasing someone else, right? And so it becomes this kind of vicious caterpillar cycle, right? I made it up, guys. I don't know whether it's a cycle or not. But with Wynter and Jay, what was really interesting is that they finally got to have this sit-down conversation, and Wynter presses Jay for an answer. And I think this relates to what I told you guys about how when you are dating someone and you're feeling like you're about to fall, you feel like you're about to like them, you feel like you're about to really care about them more than as a friend or more than you would like to care for them, then you must begin to establish your boundaries and establish what you want to see happen. If you don't do that, you're going to find yourself in trouble. So here it goes. Wynter goes on to ask him a question because of a great influence by Tommy asking really good questions. And I think this is really important for anybody in the dating circle. When you have good people in your corner who can speak words of wisdom to you, when you get into situations like this, you can ask for their good advice, and their good advice can save you or make you, or they can break you, right? And so the words, whatever Tommy said to her, has made her now ask Jay effectively, where do I rank?
know that Tommy asked some really hard questions, and
I mean, that's part of this process, right? You know, it's supposed to get...
She's not trying to compete with Joy. She just wants to make sure she knows where does she stand with Jay. This has been a running theme and conversation since the pool scene, even before then. Okay, and so now as she asks this question, look at the body posture of Jay, look at the body language of Jay. He knows what's coming, right? So he's got his arms folded at the time, right? He's in a pool, but he's got his arms folded, and then when the questions start, his hands go to here. Yeah, he's getting a bit nervous, he's getting a bit anxious. Why? Because he understands that this game, because this is a competition, it's a game, it's real life dating with a twist. You get voted off, right? And everybody can see who you're dating in some sense. So it's slightly different from life, but it's got a lot of the factors and the structures of life. So now he knows what's coming his way, and so the nervousness kicks in. You see the hand touching the skin, the hand touching the face. Normally you see JJ's quite pretty much relaxed. He's in control. He knows what he's doing, right? And here we get to see a bit more of a closed off body language. Hands in here, and then the hands then moving around the face a little bit as well, the face touching. He's uncomfortable. For me, it seems like he's uncomfortable, right? And the reason why is because now Wynter's asking the key questions that are going to really bring into light where she stands in the relationship.
Tommy asked some really hard questions, and
This process, right? You know, it's supposed to get more difficult.
I'm sure he asked.
I'd rather tell you...
Yeah, number 2. That was a...
So long as she never asked, this could have easily been a situationship, because there is a gray area that exists within their relationship. What's the gray area? The gray area in this relationship is simply an area that's undefined. When it's undefined, this is where men oftentimes, and women can do it too, but oftentimes men take advantage of your feelings. Okay, your feelings have now created this arena, this space where if they meet it, you agree, you go to a relationship. If they don't meet it, but you stay there and wait there expectantly whilst giving them benefits of a relationship, which is what you wanted, you're going to find yourself in a what? Situationship. Okay, it's your feelings that cause situationship because you like the person, all right. But once you express the position, this is what PEW means. I told you I'm writing my book, so we're getting this going. PEW means position. In battleships, you state where you stand. Like in battleships, the game. Remember the game? Oh, are you at B7? You send your missile there, right? But you do fact finding before you realize where that person stands.
One, who would it be?
Top of my head, it would be Joy. I'd rather tell you something that you might.
So in order to really ratify where you stand with that person, you have to expose where they stand. So you have to let them know, hey, I stand at the I like you part. That's my arena. That's where I stand right now. It's my area and environment I'm standing on. And then you state your expectations. When you do that, you can then ask them, what is it that you want? Because my position is I like you and I want to take this further. That's my expectation. But what do you want? That's the W. So now when she asks that question to Jay, what would you say my number is? And he answers it, I got to rate him. He answered it truthfully and said, listen, hey, look, Joy is number one. She's always been number one. She's never left being number one, right? But Wynter, unfortunately was the candidate that he used, okay, in order to stay in the competition and to stay in a level of power. Okay, because the more girls that are after him, the more power he will have in a session, and vice versa. More guys are after a girl, the more power she will have. That's why we're seeing Adriana now doing flippity flop, flippity flop, 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 flippity flop, flop with Rashid. Okay, so now what Wynter's doing is she's providing a level of power. Remember I told you guys about war, and I said that in war, there's one of the wars that Adriana was playing is that you remove the pillars. Right? So the pillar for Jay right now as in power is literally Wynter and Joy. Okay? The moment Joy removes herself from the equation, he loses an ounce, he loses a half.
How do you feel about that?
It bothers me. I've been second.
No, his power. Because now there is nobody, there's now no second person to rely on. He has to put all his eggs into one basket. Do you understand? His eyes. I think what was key here is that she returned fire with a question, right? She asked Jay in return, okay, Jay asked her a question like,
what was your answer?
I actually said you. Yeah, I know.
Oh, who's your number one, right? And she revealed herself and said, you. Now, because it's a game and a competition, she shouldn't have revealed it. If this is real life, I can understand why you reveal it, but this is a game. And in the game, this competition, you revealing that information also means that whoever you go to next, okay, due to the nature of things, especially when the next person is going to be Anthony, and bear in mind that Jay was making some remarks about, not necessarily Anthony, but was doing, why you always with my girl kind of thing, right? Since you dropped that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, that could become a thing that Jay can use against Anthony and make him look stupid. And one thing you have to know about men is this: we don't want to look stupid. We don't want to look embarrassed. This is why them bro code often is that you don't go for a girl that your man's gone after, because it's bro code, it's prideful, it's ego. We don't want to be embarrassed. Do you understand? So a lot of times we're very territorial. So for her to expose herself, in the midst of saying that, Jay, you were my number one, You've seen it tried every single time in the seasons. It don't work. You always lose out. So what she should have done in the game format was left it alone. Be like, you know what? I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I know where I stand with you. Right now, the beauty of that is that not saying it means it is not in black and white. When it's grey, whenever Anthony comes to you, you can say, well, I didn't say anything to him. I just said, obviously, what's his position? As far as I'm concerned, if I'm second to him, that's fine. It's his business. You know, I want to see where I stood. You don't have to lie then. You don't have to make a mad admission. You just know, okay, this is where I stood with you, and you can move on to the next one. Anthony will, and Jay can go, oh, but I think Wynter's my. I think Wynter thinks I'm her number one, and then Wynter can go, well, I never said you were my number one. I asked you, where do I stand with you? Do you understand? But once she exposed herself, but again, this is a game. I'm talking about, not real life. You know what I'm saying?
Joy. I'd rather tell you something that you might not want to hear, but then you at least respect me for it, than tell you a bunch of bullcorn, and then at the end of the day.
You know, and Jay obviously as well, I don't know if he felt like he was going to get brownie points for telling the truth. Bro, no offense to Jay, like, bro, like, if this was real life, there's no brownie points here. You've been stringing the girl along. You knew you weren't interested. You knew that she was always going to be third string, fourth string quarterback. She is not your desired quarterback, okay? She's not your desired quarterback. She's your backup quarterback, okay? Right? And even then, you probably would only go there a little bit, but not go there fully, right? Because you understand that that's not your type of gal. Joy is your type of gal. Okay, and so when he says, obviously, I haven't made a decision yet. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You've been making a decision all throughout the season, okay? And you've been using Wynter as a prop and a power play so that you can feel at cool and at ease when you're dealing with Joy. Because now Joy later on says, oh, you know, you've been running around with all these little people. No, what he's doing is insulating himself.
I got
If you see me walking with somebody else, you know what happened.
I mean,
there we go.
You've been walking with other people. So
Well, you know, I wasn't really going to say.
And making sure that he doesn't fall prey to his own emotions, which is that if I have nobody, I have to put all my eggs into your basket. That leaves me vulnerable. I now have to work according to you. I don't work according to me anymore. I work according to your level, right? And the reason why I work to your level is because I don't have the power in the exchange between myself and you. So Joy had Edwin, but never really wanted Edwin. I mean, I shouldn't say never. Edwin was never going to be number one quarterback. It was always Jay. Jay had Joy as number one quarterback, right? They both had Edwin and Wynter in their back pockets, just in case. If you decide to move mad, I've got someone I can move to. Same with Jay. If you move mad, I can go with someone else you don't want to, right? This is part of the game. This is part of the insulating oneself so we don't look embarrassed and we don't look foolish, right? But I appreciate the truth. There's just no brownie points for the truth, right? I know he was coming out saying, "Oh, I had to tell you the truth." No, you didn't tell the truth, okay? Or I shouldn't say this. You weren't honest. You were transparent. I always say this to people: look, there's a big difference between honesty and transparency, and don't get it ever confused. If I have to go to you and ask you, "Did you do this?" You've not been honest. You've been transparent. There's a difference. Honesty is a trait of people who come forward, who are proactive, and tell you, "Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I broke a glass in your kitchen, right? Or I can break a glass in your house, and you come to me and say, "Did you break the glass?" "Oh yeah, bro. Sorry, my bad." Why don't you tell me? "Oh, I'm telling you now, innit? Like, obviously, I'm not a liar." No, you're not. But you weren't honest. You weren't honest. Like, be real, yeah. Wynter, as well. They had a conversation later on when they went on a date, and it's so interesting, and I'll talk about this as well. When Jay is tasked to go and have deeper, vulnerable conversations with the person that he least knows or whatever, he goes and tells Joy that this is what I have to do.
Okay.
Which was to spend time with someone else other than your first pick.
Okay.
I have to go and spend time with a second person, whatever, he said as an excuse. So he made it very clear again, Joy is number one. Why do I say that? Because he made sure she was comfortable. He told her, listen, this is my action. So just in case you think it's something else, I'm letting you know ahead of time, that ain't me. I've got to do this. All right, and that is further exasperated by the kiss that didn't happen, the frosty kiss. And even then, when he went into the tavern, guess what he said? He said, "Oh, I couldn't kiss her because I already kissed Joy, and I'm really not about that life." So Joy was always going to be number one, right? So now they're on their date, and one of the things they're trying to do is be vulnerable. And the question that's asked Jay:
Women you date often believe the relationship is more serious than it really is. What do you do that gives them this impression?
Oh, these are some doozies.
Basically, he makes it seem as if he's playing around a lot, right? He's not being deep, or when I say deep, he's not being intentional. It seems like, right? And it looks like he's always playing around. And he couldn't fully admit that he was like, oh, I don't think that question is right. No, I don't. I think that's a made up question. No, bro. It was tailor-made for you, because the same thing you've done to Wynter is probably what may be happening, in the past, because you rightly have said, when it comes to yourself, and when it comes to well, I wouldn't say right, you said, what we've seen for yourself coming with Wynter and you is that you're not fully committed to her. You're committed to Joy, and you are loyal, and I respect that, because you know that I like Joy, and actually I don't want to fondle that, so I'm not going to play too tough with Wynter, but I'm going to keep bringing her along, because you just never know when I got to insulate myself, right? But he wasn't able to go into depths of himself to reveal that onto Wynter. Why? Oftentimes men find it very difficult to access the deeper pools of themselves, but they find it even more difficult to go into deeper pools of themselves with somebody they don't like. Right? And when I say don't like, I'm talking about someone that's trying to apparently date or whatever, right? Or they're trying to have sex with. They're not going to try and tell you their deep stories. Now, if you're a female friend of his, then maybe that's different. But I'm talking about someone who's romantically involved with him. He is not going to release that personal information. He's not going to give somebody he doesn't care about the ammunition to kill him. No, I wouldn't do it. Right, so of course we can see why people may feel like he's a player quote on, he's a very perfect answer as a reply to the actual question. He said,
I think he might have made that one up. I can't see that one. Oh, Lord, your eyebrows are lifting up.
Do you think maybe you're putting it on too thick?
Because I just want a friend, I want a friend as a lover kind of thing. And I was like, he's doing that classic Jay stuff again. He did it earlier on when Simone questioned him, when Simone got at him earlier on in the season when she said about him going into a room with Wynter. He's doing the exact same thing here, and you're going to see it properly in another question.
Do you believe you had a habit of dating emotionally unavailable men?
He asked her, do you have a habit of dating emotionally unavailable people? And Wynter actually laughed, and when I saw that, I said, so she knows this is something that happens. She knows that she attracts, or she goes after, whichever you want to look at it, after men who are not available. That's her problem. And the reason why she goes after that is, as she said herself, is that she's a fixer. And the problem is she's trying to fix people. Stop trying to fix them, because it's drawing you to people who are in need of fixing, but not necessarily from you. And so that's why it seems that Wynter is dealing with men who aren't accessible emotionally. And that's why, Jay even said,
of course.
Am I emotionally unavailable? Am I the next part of your trend?
Are you?
I'm asking you.
Sir, why are you even asking that question? Why are you asking that question? Am I emotionally available? How would I know? Right? So he knows where he is. He knows he's emotionally unavailable to her. And, it's almost like I call it double bluff, where you tell the truth, but the truth isn't meant to make the person go away. The truth is meant to make the person trust you. I'm telling you the truth so that you can trust me. I'm not telling you the truth because I'm a truthful person. I'm telling you the truth to get you to trust me. It's a double bluff. Right? So when he's asking, saying, am I emotionally available? Wait, sir, are you?
I'm asking you.
Well, do you feel like you're already committed to something else unfolding?
We're just going to call names and just say,
no,
Joy.
I didn't say names.
Okay.
There is no win. There is no win for Wynter in this. If she answers and says yes, he's going to be like, so why are you here? If she says no, then, she is also, again, not a win. Right? For her, there's no win for her. He says, oh, no, you're not emotionally unavailable. By him saying, am I emotionally unavailable, tells you he's emotionally unavailable. And if you say, no, you're not emotionally unavailable, he already knows that you should know that he is emotionally unavailable due to Joy. He just ain't going to say it outright. Said to him, obviously, you feel like you're already committed to something, right? And when she said that, he deflected, right?
Committed to something else unfolding.
We're just going to call names and just say,
no,
Joy.
I didn't say names.
Okay, all right, okay.
And are you already committed to something else? So you just got to answer that question, right? But deflection, why? He's not given his deepness to her. He's given his representative to her. He's giving you the shallow waters, not the depth of the waters, right? Because he doesn't want you to get close. He doesn't want to give you any ammunition to take him down. So he's not giving you his fullness. Right? And the reason why guys sometimes do this is because they want to put a blocker between themselves and you, right? I want, like, I can access you for sex or physical touch, or, you know, whenever I want to do something with you, but I won't let you access me in an emotional state, because I don't want to be out of control when it comes to you and it comes to me. And so I think that is very, very important to understand when you're dealing with somebody, that when they, at what depth are they going to allow you to come into their zone? At what depth are they going to allow you into their world? Jay is showing Wynter, you're not going to come into my world too deep. I'm willing to give you that. So with Jay talking to Wynter, we know instantly that he's not giving her all of himself, and she senses that, right?
Scale of 1 to 10, vulnerability. I think Jay is giving me about a 4. This part of the journey is important for us to really get some serious answers.
Right? At this point, she should surrender and back and, like, you know, retreat, right? Because he's not giving her the fullness. And then, you know, later on she goes, obviously, why haven't we kissed? And I'm like, Wynter, no, sis. No. Wynter, no, girl. Don't fall into that trap, sis. If he ain't kissed you yet, more than likely, knowing how Jay is, he don't want to kiss you.
Why haven't we kissed? It's perfect night. The stars are out, and
right? And we know that because he kissed her on the cheek. But again, this is just like the fight for me situation. You're telling a man how to behave with you when you don't have him. So we're not talking about a man that's already in a relationship with you. You're talking about a man who you have not acquired yet. And you're telling him how to attain you versus somebody else. So this is not even like him trying to attain you. He isn't trying to attain you. He's just trying to maintain you in the position you're in. And now you're giving him directions as to fight for me. I like a man that does this, and then obviously as well here, kiss, why haven't we kissed? Listen, sis, there's a reason why he hasn't kissed you, girl. He's not inexperienced. He's not a nervous bag of wreck. No. Do you understand? Like, you don't have to do that, sis. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. And it just makes it seem like like she's desperate. Right? When ladies do this, and we're talking about somebody who's not your man, I want you to understand this. He's not your man. If he's your husband or partner or dating, whatever you are, you can then say, oh, look, you know, I like it when you do this, or I like when you do that. That's fine. But if you're telling him now at this point, you know, why haven't we kissed? And he's not your man, knowing that also he's in competition with another girl, then you're in a different scenario. Because there is no safety here. There's no boundaries here, right? There is no me and you. It's me, you, and you're dating whoever you're dating. So you shouldn't be asking those kind of questions. And so when Jay obviously kissed her on the cheek, it just showed how unserious he was. Like, that kiss on the cheek should have never happened, number one, because he didn't want to kiss her, number one. Number two, as well, why go in for the kiss as if you knew what she wanted? He said, oh, I've read your mind. I know what you want. He just likes telling sweet bars. He just likes to tell you what you think you want to hear. He's very calculating. This is Jay. He's very calculating. That is why earlier on when he says, look at the stars, you know, I'm sure that's Aquarius. Like, it's probably Tommy. I know Tommy set up the date, but, you know, it plays into his calculated nature. Not that he's evil or anything like that. He's just calculating about his moves. He knows how to move in a very smart way, right? And so that's why now, at a point in time, he's now giving her a kiss, but the kiss is not a serious one. Why couldn't he tell her there, like, I can't give you a kiss like that? You know, because you know that Joy is my number one. Why couldn't you be honest then? You didn't want to be honest then. I wouldn't advise you to anyway. You know, and so later on, he admits that in the tavern with Tommy and them, that he didn't kiss her because he already kissed Joy. And that, again, solidifies what we're talking about here. So what I'm saying is a cold-ass Wynter, all right? But I want her to know that in these scenarios, like she said to Anthony later on, we'll talk about Anthony and Joy in another video. Anthony and Wynter, sorry. You know, she was talking about being an alpha female. She's not an alpha female. An alpha female would not relate to somebody who's a sigma male that I think Jay is, like that. She wouldn't, because the alpha female has elite confidence. Elite. They wouldn't be asking for a kiss from someone that they know doesn't have them at their at their top or number one. Because alpha females are similar to the alpha males. They totally understand and self-aware of what prowess and power they have in relation to people. Okay, that's how they roll. So the fact that she behaved, I already said this, I think she's like a gamma or delta kind of woman. She likes to chase, she likes to be, you know, chased after, wooed, etc. That's her type. She's not an alpha female. Alpha females would have not done this. Okay, just saying. Okay, but guys, I'm gonna leave it there. You guys, if you like the video, please make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel. Make sure as well you guys leave a comment down below as to what your views are. We appreciate you. Stay locked, stay loaded. Little black book, you know what time it is.